We got an update for all my lease drivers, all my rental drivers, all my I don't want to own the truck drivers. We got an update on that bill that's in Congress that they didn't call you. They didn't send no text message, ain't no emails, ain't no comments, ain't no none of that. They introduced a bill in the Congress, and the bill is called H.R.5423. You go to Google, type that in, and you can see it for yourself. And although the whole entire bill is not published yet, we do got 3 pages that have been published, and I'm here to give you a little bit of update on it so this thing don't blindside you, just like how the foreigners got blindsided today. You remember on Friday, right? You remember on Friday, Secretary Sean Duffy got up on that microphone without warning, and he didn't let you know what was gonna happen. It just happened immediately. So I'm trying to help the lease drivers so you don't get blindsided like the foreigners did, okay? Now, inside this bill, they put a definition of what Congress is calling lease purchase. And I'm gonna read the definition to you. It says, lease purchase agreement. The term lease purchase agreement means a financial contract by which a driver leases a commercial motor vehicle from a motor carrier or a firm affiliated with such motor carrier. For example, you got Super Ego, then you got Super Ego, all them affiliate companies. You got Prime Inc., you got the dealership. You got Snyder, you got SFI, financing. All this stuff is affiliated. Just some examples, okay? It says, the term lease purchase agreement means a financial contract by which a driver leases a commercial motor vehicle from a motor carrier or a firm affiliated with such motor carriers to haul freight while driving for the same motor carrier or under a separate contract, just in case they got some, some funny baloney going on. So I asked ChatGPT, break it down to us. This financial contract is, that's a broad word that they're using, and they want to use broad words. So when you go to court, they can just knock you over the head if everybody's trying to get around this. Because listen, truck drivers, we talking about Congress here. They not stupid. They understand. Okay, like you guys were saying, well, Andrew, what if they call it something else? Like, instead of lease purchase, they just call it leasing, or renting, or borrowing, or don't want to own anything, or they just make up a word, the doghouse loan or something. I don't know. They got you covered with this broad definition. And when they drag you in the court, the lawyers, oh, not bad. When the truck driver drags the carrier in court, speaking of that, I got a truck driver friend right now suing a trucking company up there out of Illinois for misclassification. Long story short, I ain't gonna tell you which truck driver it is. I didn't talk about him before on this channel, but it's not lottie-dottie, okay? Long story short, driver had to have surgery. It was like $40-something thousand. He ain't have health insurance. He a 1099 contractor. Hospital, surgery went well. Hospital send him a bill like $40-something thousand. He looking like, hey, wait a minute, hold on now. What's this? When they got him a lawyer and said, hey man, I think I've been misclassified. I think the carrier should be responsible, for his medical bill because I was supposed to be getting benefits. Oh, and I was supposed to be getting half my taxes paid. What do you think the lawyer did? Reached out to that trucking company. The trucking company immediately switched that man over to W-2. I don't know if they offering him benefits just yet because they just switched him to W-2. We're going to find out today. But the lawyer told him, be W-2, for, just let them switch you over to W-2 for the next 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, we're going to sue him for all the taxes and everything else. So I'll let y'all know how that situation work out. But anyways, Okay, it says the law targets the substance, not just the name. The definition you quoted is intentionally broad and functional. It says a lease purchase agreement is any financial contract where a driver leases a commercial vehicle from a motor carrier or its affiliate to haul freight for the same carrier. And FedEx, boy, they got somewhere to be. FedEx got somewhere to be today. While under a separate contract as a driver, that means if a carrier tries to relabel the document as a rental agreement, but it still involves recurring payments tied to eventual ownership or exclusive use, and requires the driver to haul freight for that carrier, then regulators and courts will still treat it as a lease purchase agreement under the bill. For all y'all is, trying to, because it's truck drivers trying to actually help the carrier get around this. Congress, that's what we're dealing with now. We're not dealing with, people from the hood, all that. This is the suit, they ain't even the suit and tie guys. These people, they way up there. You dealing with Trump. Yeah, you dealing with Trump. Because at the end of the day, if it get to him, he the one signing it. So we dealing with Trump now. Yeah, we dealing with Trump. Nah, boo-boo. Anyways, number 2, regulators look at the economic reality. In U.S. contract and labor law, agencies like the FMCSA, the DOL, or courts look past the title. They're not looking at the title, lease purchase, or rental. They're not looking at none of that. They don't care what they call it. It says if the agreement functions as a path to ownership, or rent payments apply towards buying the truck, or it imposes financial risk like a lease purchase. See, financial risk to the truck driver. Or it restricts the driver from using the truck for other carriers. I love that one. Oh, I love that one. Let me read that one part again. It says if it restricts the driver from using the truck for other carriers. All y'all leasing the truck right now, I would say about 99% of y'all cannot take the truck that you currently written, borrowing, leasing, making some type of payments to. You can't take it to no other carrier. But according to this bill right here, either you get a truck or they come up with some type of agreement the way you can take this truck anywhere. No, actually, they're not going to be able to do that because you're not going to be able to get it through a carrier. But what they're saying is if the current program you're doing right now, whatever the name could be called, it could be called the tree program. Let's just say tree program. If the tree program you're doing right now, that you making payments on the tree program every week, weekly payments, $900 a week on the tree program. If you cannot take the vehicle to another motor carrier, it's gonna fall under this bill. It's being illegal, okay? Or makes freight hauling a condition of the deal. That's another one I like. If the tree program makes it hey, if we give you this truck underneath this tree program, you got to haul freight for us. Not gonna be able to do it. No matter if the carrier calls it a rental agreement, usage fee agreement, or equipment access agreement, it's not gonna matter, guys. It's still gonna be illegal if this bill passes. So just because they don't call it a lease purchase agreement or a leasing agreement or a straight lease or a rental or whatever the name you want to put on it, because I talk to truck drivers and boy, these truck drivers, they try to come up with all these, Andrew, what if they call it this and what if they call it that and then what if they call it this and that and this and it's always a truck driver trying to find a way around the system. They trying to help you out, truck driver. Do y'all know they actually trying to help you out? How many of y'all, for the ones that was doing lease purchase, got almost close to the end of the lease where you was actually about to own the truck and the carrier you was at, all of a sudden the freight slowed down. All of a sudden the money slowed down. You barely can make the payments. You just had to give up the truck because they slowed you down so much. You couldn't even, there wasn't no food, no money on the table for you to even pay the bills back at home. You didn't have no choice but to give up the truck. But I bet you if you could have said, hey, I know y'all don't want me to own this truck because I only got 3 months left. I'm gonna go lease it on over here and finish off the lease. If you had that option, a lot of y'all would have the title. But don't worry, they trying to help you guys out. They trying to help you guys. You're gonna have that option in the future if this be a pass. Carrier get funny, they get funny all they want. You just, okay, bye. I'm gonna lease on the Andrew. I'm gonna go lease on the Landstar. I'm gonna go lease on the Mercer. I go lease on the Swift. I go lease on one of these Russian carriers since you want to get funny. Since you can't find no freight on a Monday. They trying to help you out. I don't know why y'all so against this. I don't get it. Now, I'm cool with you. Trust me, if you don't want to own no truck, that's fine. But what you ain't gonna do is be getting taken advantage no more. That's what I want. I don't want truck drivers to get taken advantage of no more. They already got us working almost for free. Rate so low you can't even afford a regular house no more. And you away from your family. We used to only work 70 hours a week. Y'all know nowadays 4,000, 5,000 miles, 120 hours a week. Do you not want to be compensated for all your time? Out here on this road losing? Shoot, the women of society, they used to love a truck driver. Truck driver used to have that bad. Now a truck driver, you just, they look at you like you a McDonald's worker. Like, dang, every time you come around me, you always suffering and broke. Truck driver ain't got no money for the women's no more. Don't you want some money for the women's? You don't want no more money for the women's no more? It used to take a truck driver 1 week of work, you had money for the women's. Now, man, it's taking these guys 3 months tops. Not tops, 3 months, 3 months just to have some money for the women. Used to only take a paycheck. Let's continue going on. What do we leave off? A true rental would have to be different. The only way a carrier might skirt this definition is if the agreement is a true rental, such as a short-term fixed fee truck rental with no path to ownership. Just like if you go rent a car from Enterprise, where the driver is free to use the truck for anyone, not just the same carrier. But even then, if the rental is structured in a way that effectively locks the driver into hauling for that company or recreates the same financial pressure, regulators can still treat it as a disguised lease purchase. See what I'm saying, guys? Ain't no way around this. Now, of course, like I said, I know, trust me, if this bill passed, I know it's going to be all kind of motor carriers trying to reword paperwork, and I'm trying to be first to lease a truck. I'm going to absolutely be ready to lease a truck, and I got my lawyers on the side. Just like how the Russian people had to pay me all my escrow, I'm ready to lease a truck, because I know I'm going to find what carrier that reworded their lease. I'm going to make sure I sign up for it. I'm going to wait a couple of months and hit up one of my lawyers. Oh man, this is predatory, man. What is this? This is predatory. Oh, I need help. Hey, help. Hey, this is illegal. Hey, what about that bill? H.R.5423. You guys think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else we got in here. What if the carrier split it into 2 contracts to hide the link? How they might try it. Contract A is a truck rental with one company, aka affiliate. For example, let's say they got the SFI leasing, some dealership way over there. That's their affiliate company. They still own it, but that's an affiliate company. We call it a leasing A, the leasing A company. And then you got contract B, the independent contractor agreement with the motor carrier. You sign an agreement with the motor carrier, but you get your truck from somewhere else, but the carrier is still affiliated with them people over there. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Okay, it says number 3. If the carrier offers a rental but tied to a low volume, carrier may say you're free to rent this truck and drive for anyone you want. but your rental rate is $400 a week only if you haul 2,500 plus miles for us. However, if you take the truck somewhere else, we're gonna need $1,200 a week. I like that one, man. Who came up with that? I like that one, boy. Okay, I like that. Okay, so what they saying is, what if you, one of these carriers, they say, hey, look, man, okay, you can take our truck wherever. It's $1,200 a week. As long as you pay us $1,200 a week, go to whatever carrier you want, use it how you want, haul whatever you want. This right here ain't nothing but a rental program. You know, you ain't gotta own it. It's just a rental. But if you haul for us, you ain't gotta pay that $1,200 a week. You only just pay, if you just haul our freight, it's $400 a week. But if you go haul for anybody else, it's $1,200 a week. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. It says this is a way to financially force the driver to stay with them. This is a classic indirect control tactic, and regulators are trained to spot it. If the pricing structure is contingent on employment or volume with the carrier, the arrangement still meets the spirit of a lease purchase. Number 4, if it creates a path to ownership without saying so, how might they try it? Instead of saying you'll own the truck after 4 years, the agreement says at the end of 48 months, you may renew for $1. Or you will be eligible for a title transfer at the end of 4 years, or we reserve the rights to offer you ownership. These are tricks to imply ownership without promising it. Courts and regulators will view this as a de facto ownership transfer. If the structure looks like a payment plan leading to ownership, it's a lease purchase in everything but name. Number 5, requires a personal guarantee or balloon payment. Carriers add clauses like you're not required to buy the truck, but you will owe the remaining balance if you stop leasing. That's what my guy going through over there with the Freightliner crap, something like that. If you leave before 48 months, you must pay $25,000 for depreciation. This makes it too expensive for the driver to leave, which traps him. Why it still fails, even if there is no official purchase, because none of you guys want to own nothing. Tying the driver to massive financial penalties is considered a problem, and is one of the main practices H.R.5423 targets. Enforcement agencies will see this as a predatory financial structure, especially if it keeps the driver locked into hauling for one company. Guys, they got this thing figured out. Okay, let me see if there's anything else more important on here. Man. It says they tend to, wait a minute. Okay, so it says they're going after the framework, not just the contract. So instead of going after what the contract say, they more so going after the framework, how it's worded, how it's structured, things like that. It says even if the paperwork itself looks legal, regulators can judge the whole business model, including how they recruit you, how they dispatch you, how they handle money, and even how they treat you day to day. They can look at you. They can look at recruiting ads on your truck in 2 years. Okay, so they're going after people, you know, they're going after the ads too. They're going to use that too. Because I guess, you know, in case they get on Craigslist, own your truck in 2 years. You know, I think Super Ego do that, own your truck in 48 months or something like that. They can look at whether you're an independent contractor or treated like an employee. They can look at whether they manipulate the pay or miles to keep you in debt. Ooh, that's another good one right there. I like that. Okay, I was just talking about that. So they're gonna be looking at, like I told you, towards the end, it starts slowing down, money get funny, they ain't got no freight, all that. They're gonna be looking at all that. Guys, this ain't good, man. You truck driver, man. Got my neighbor staring at me now. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Look, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. For all my people that don't want to own nothing but your little renting, borrowing, leasing, first of all, it don't affect me. Y'all know I own 3 trucks. I'm just telling you, this is the news. I'm not for or against it. I'm not on the Democrat or Republican side. I'm telling you what's in Congress. I can't do nothing to change this. It's in Congress. I wasn't on the leasing task force. I didn't get no email, you know, hey, Andrew, come be a part of the leasing task force. Guys, my opinion don't matter. I'm just here reporting the news and giving you my opinion. My opinion is, for the lease drivers, if this thing passes, y'all gonna have to find another way if y'all want to. If all y'all that don't want to be a company driver, because you want the freedom and all that stuff, now you gotta. It's things you got to do to get that freedom now, and it don't take much. You may go Long Mountain. Long Mountain may have a truck $5,000 down. Now you can take the truck wherever you want. You just pay monthly payments. At the end, you get the title. Or some people don't get the title. Some people, the truck break down, they ain't got no money. They just Long Mountain come get it. They go find some other program. Or you can go to Aero Truck Sales, Ohio Truck Sales, Dodson, Facebook Marketplace. Whole lot of ways to get a truck. I like it because you guys are gonna be able to, you know, go wherever you want with this truck. When the money get funny, you gone. Hopefully, you guys find a way to get monthly payments instead of weekly payments. Instead of paying $900 a week, what if you just paid $1,200 a month? Get that, get Mr. Charlie foot off your neck so you can breathe. Go see your family. You ain't gotta work so hard. $900 a week, that keep you on the road. But what if you just got paid $1,200 a month for a truck? Man, you might can take a whole week off, and the other 3 weeks, or take 2 weeks off, or take 3 weeks off. Last week, come up with the $1,200 pay your truck note. And if you don't make the truck note, well, maybe you got 90 days before they come find it. I don't know. Just telling you what the bill says, guys. I'm gonna be doing updates on this as we get more and more information. Like I said, these suit and tie guys, at the top, Congress, they gonna get this thing polished out. And like I said, they don't care what the truck driver got to say about it. They not taking no comments. At the end of the day, when they get to the house, you don't work. Neither one of us work in the house. We ain't a part of the house. We ain't got no control over it. The people y'all voted in office, the bill gonna come across them in Congress, and they gonna vote yes or no. And if it passed the House, it'll go to the Senate. The people you voted to be a part of the Senate, they'll take a look, yes or no. If it passed there, it'll get on Trump's desk. He can veto or he can sign it. If he signed it, the end. That's the end. That's the end of a long overdue freaking overhaul of this ridiculous thing we call trucking, man. I mean, good God almighty. Well, guys, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all got some questions, maybe I can answer it. But I just thought I'd get on here and, give you some clarification, some terminology, some definitions that these guys in Congress are working on. And they still working on the bill. So I'm just giving you this right here comes from page 3. Okay? Definitions. The definition of what they define as a lease purchase agreement. It ain't got to be where you own the truck at the end. It could be a rental program. Well, my phone been blowing up, boy. Alright, y'all, let me get this video uploaded. I'll catch y'all later.